Hi everyone and welcome to Poppy DIY Crafts. Today we're going to be making some squishies. So I'm going to be using a new product from Resin. This is called Flex Rubber and this was sent to me to review, so thank you so much to Resin. If you're interested in getting this for yourself, you can find the links down below in the description. So this kit comes with everything that you need to get started. So we have 2 bottles of the Part A, Part B Flex Rubber. We got 5 bags of flocking powder in different colors. We got a little container here. I think this is for the flocking powder to shake it up in. We got some measuring cups, some popsicle sticks. We have a packet of self-seal bags. And we even got a mold. So let's take a look. This is, oh my gosh, this is paw prints. This is going to be so cute. So we have 4 paw prints that we can make. So supplies that you'll need is a pair of gloves and a little scale. So this is measured by weight instead of volume. So we're going to be using the scale to make sure we have the right ratio. Let's start with the safety precautions. So make sure you're in a properly ventilated space. Wear protective gloves and eye protection. And if your skin does come in contact, you can rub it off with some rubbing alcohol or hand sanitizer. Then you wash it. And if there's eye contact, rinse with water for 15 minutes and then seek medical attention. And this is an adult craft, so children should not be allowed to use it without adult supervision. And this is interesting. So to eliminate all micro bubbles, after you mix the silicone, seal and store it in the refrigerator for 1 hour. And then let it continue to cure at room temperature. So this is a little bit different. So after you pour it into the mold, we're going to stick it in the fridge for an hour. Let's go ahead and start with measuring. I'm going to tare it to 0. Okay, I'm going to start with 50 grams, and here's part B. And we're going to mix it well. So just like resin, we're not going to agitate it too much. We're just going to consistently stir it, and I'm also turning the cup as I go. And since the solution is a cloudy white, you can't really see how well you're mixing. Unlike resin where it goes from semi-cloudy to clear, this one just stays cloudy. And I'm not really sure if you can actually add glitter or color to this. So maybe that'll be something we can try next time. But for this first time, we're just going to go with a standard mix and flocking. Let's go ahead and pour it into the mold. It's kind of hard to see because the mold is white and the solution is white. Okay, so the instructions said to put this in the fridge for an hour, and I did not think this through. So I'm gonna very, very carefully lift this. So maybe next time I would actually do this inside the container. That way I don't have to lift up the mold after filling it. So I'm just cleaning it up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cover it up so that we don't get any dust in there. Then we're going to put it in the fridge for an hour. And make sure to put a label on it so that it's not mistaken for food. And here we have some leftovers. So I made 100 grams of the solution, and I think I could have done with about 90 grams. So if you're making the cat paws, you can probably just do 45 grams of each for a total of 90. But since we have the leftovers, let's go ahead and try coloring it. So I have some alcohol ink in red. Let's see if we can just add a few drops. 3 drops there. Let's see if we can change the color of this. Okay, so it looks like the color is not sticking. It's kind of just, it's not mixing at all. It's just in tiny little bubbles. So I don't think alcohol ink dissolves in the solution. Let's try something else. Actually, I just remembered. I think this is water-based, so maybe we'll try acrylic paint. Okay, so here's some basic acrylic paint in red. Go ahead and see if this mixes. Oh, it's mixing. And what's nice about this is that it actually doesn't have any smell. But you still need to be in a ventilated area just because we're mixing chemicals. And so here we have a nice red, and we're going to pour it into this mold, this dull rose mold. Okay, that came out perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this also in the fridge for an hour, and then we're going to let it cure for another 4 to 5 hours. Alright everyone, so it's been a day and I think our squishy is cured. So as you can see here, I do have a lot of spillage because I did put this mold into the box after I filled it, which was not a good idea, and so it spilled a lot. However, there's still quite a lot inside the mold, so I don't know if you can see that. But as you can see, when I touch it here, it's leaving some imprints where the spilling was, and I think we can cut it out. However, let's go ahead and take it out. Oh, this is a really cool texture. Let's take out our first one. And this is starting to feel kind of like a mochi. And I am still wearing gloves. However, at this point, I don't think you have to. I'm just doing it so we can keep the fingerprints off before we add the flocking powder. And since it is cured, I don't think this is going to tear. This is pretty stretchy, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull it out. Still trying to be a little careful because I don't want it to rip. Okay. And there it is. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. It's still pretty sticky though. It really does feel like mochi, the rice cake. So here is our little paw print. You know, I'm going to take off my gloves to peel it. Okay, so it's pretty sticky, and it's pretty stretchy. And I'm sure if you pull it too hard, it would rip. But if you're just playing with it, it's actually not that bad. It does go back to its original shape. Now we get to add the flocking powder. I'll pour some in here. And I think what we're going to do is just dip it in there. I'm not sure if we're supposed to put it in there and shake it around. But what I'm going to do is put some on the bottom and then put some on top. Just give it a good shake. Kind of like when you're making dessert. Okay, I'll flip it over. This looks almost edible. Okay, so once it's flocked, oh my gosh, the texture is so much different. This feels really good. I'm going to take off my other glove here. So as you can see, it's no longer sticky, but it's still very stretchy. This is so fun. Oh my gosh. You guys need to feel this texture. It's soft and squishy. So let's go ahead and take out the next one. Okay, so here it is. Again, super sticky when you first take it out. And I don't know how precise you can be with the powders because it seems like once it touches, it gets colored. So it just sticks the moment the powder touches it. Give it a little shake and it's done. Look at this. So I don't know what happens if you left it out for a few days. I think that is why they give us these little bags so that these are self-sealing so that you can put them into the bags when you're done playing with them. But it would be very interesting to keep them around for a few days just out in the open to see how if they shrink or they dry up. So here's our pink and blue one. As you can see now that we have the flocking powder on them, they're not sticking to each other. However, I do wonder what happens if you take out two of these paws and without adding flocking powder to them, just kind of have them touch each other, if they will stick together. So we have our two pieces here. Let's see, we can stick them together. So that's the two pieces. And will they come apart? Okay, they do. Oh, this is very interesting. They're sticky, but they'll still come apart. And one last thing I want to try is just see how stretchy it can get. So here is the regular size. I'm going to start to pull it until it starts to rip. Okay, now I can start to feel it give once it thins out very thin like this. Okay, so you don't want to play with it too hard because you can see that I ripped it right here. The last thing I want to test is if I don't have any flocking powder or if I run out, can I use baby powder? Or maybe even cornstarch. But I think if it works with baby powder, it should work with cornstarch. Although I kind of prefer baby powder just because it smells so good. Okay, so this is baby powder and it does work. So as you can see now, it is no longer sticky. And it's still nice and soft. Oh my goodness, this is so fun. And of course we have this one. This is the one that we colored, and I used one of my own molds, a rose. So, ooh, this actually turned out pretty good. Let's put in the powder, just roll it around. All right, so it does look like it's a little bit shriveled up. And I don't know if that was because of the way I took it out or there were just too many details. So you can see the little petals here just folding in on themselves and not spreading out. So I would say for the squishy, we would want a mold that doesn't have too many details. Otherwise it kind of just folds in. The thin layers kind of stick to each other. All right, everyone, so what do you think? This was such a fun project and I love how it feels. It is so soft and super squishy too. So what I'm going to do is leave these out for a few days to see if the texture changes. See if it dries up, it gets hard and crunchy, or if it breaks. And if you want, I can try other molds. And once again, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye!